children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of shadows.
Hello, I'm Marie. Welcome back to Moderation While Means for a Game. And we're finally wrapping up our Viewer Request Week. We do a video each day based on your suggestions. And we've been asked to do a part 5 of the overarching main story of Erma. Since we covered each of them as they came out, that means for once, I'll have it a bit easy.
So that means you're just being lazy.
Hey, the way I look at it is that we get new viewers all the time. And most of them come from a part 3 video, which is now our #1 video of all time. And as the numbers show, a lot of people only watch these videos and not our weekly ones. Although that doesn't mean they miss our Q&A, and some of the stuff you guys ask is always interesting to watch, which are primarily questions if Erma could beat your favorite childhood characters, like Megatron.
Wait, can't she really beat Megatron?
Save it for next week. That is, unless the other comic finally comes in. Also, we've had people ask if we could also compile the 4 parts of Tales of Outcast into a single video. Although I might need a better scanner before we did that one. But anyway, let's get on to the main story. So we pick up where we left off, in The Search Part 20, as our twins start the fight, and their speed being more than a match for our Oni, and even the Yuki-onna, but their exploding pellets aren't as effective against her. Erma watches from the sideline as the chaos ensues, until the tall woman targets her. She tries to gain some distance by attacking with her hair, but she cuts it with ease, meaning her claws have magical properties. And then, something inside Erma snaps, as she enters what we've grown to call Rage Mode. As, when she goes in for a shot, and with only a nod of her head, snaps a tree and sends her flying. She then joins the twins against the Oni. They tell her to butt out, but she only glares at them, making the two afraid of her. The Oni tries to hit her while she wasn't paying attention, but easily grabs the bat and blindsides him off the bridge. Yuki-onna joins the fight and quickly gets overwhelmed by her raw might, as she also gets launched off the bridge right at our Oni, accidentally freezing him solid, much to her horror, as it's beyond her power to undo it. And our last of the trio return, and fares much better than the other two, as our twins decide to leave while they still can, as Erma knocks her halfway across the city. Our story continues with Erma getting the heck out of there, after besting the trio. She's irritated and confused about everything that's happened. Who were the trio, and what did they want? Where did the twins run off to? And she's still no closer to help finding Snake Lady. She then hears a moo, and realizes that she's freaking it out, and tries to calm down. This yokai, however, is potentially very interesting to the story. A human-faced cow called a kudan, and they have the ability to speak from birth, and they are given a set number of prophecies, from floods to good fortune. Every prophecy the kudan speaks becomes true, but after speaking its last prophecy, it'll die. So if this thing starts talking later, you better pay attention to it. Erma starts to float back to the castle, but then hears a voice, and follows it deeper into the fog, hearing a massive battle, which is probably the battle that she saw in the tapestry. She hears the sound and freaks out, clearing the fog, revealing a tree. Well, not just any tree, but a juboko, a yokai made for the deaths of thousands, and drinks the blood that is left on the ground, as bones litter its base. It also has the nickname Vampire Tree, because once when a human gets close enough to tell that it's not a normal tree, it'll attack it, draining its blood. Unsure how that'll affect Erma, but I guess only time will tell. The Search Part 24. And at long last, she finally found her aunt. Strangely appropriate that she would find comfort in a place of human suffering. And I told you last time that that tree was alive. Now we need to ask if this was the place that the twins were talking about before the fight. And if it is, then there's a small chance that they'd show up. And we still don't know how she'll react to Erma, especially after the incident with Sam. It's you. I didn't figure it'd be you. Figured it'd be your mother. Or my other sisters. Or maybe even my mother, if I could only get so lucky. So, everyone's looking for me, huh? What? Are they worried about me? They shouldn't be. I didn't expect them to, though. They usually don't care enough to check up on me these days. So, why start now? It's not like how it was back then, when we were younger. Back then, when we were all together, we seemed more free. We played, we were happy. We were an actual family. That was, until Father didn't want us like that. No, he wanted us to be stronger. He wanted us to be feared. He wanted us to be yokai. At least by his terms of what that meant. And we were. We became everything he wanted us to be. Pillaging villages, hunting every neck of the woods, we did it all. But your mother, she wanted her own life, so she took it. And I always envied her. We all did when she left. Even if that life ended up with the one thing in the world I've grown to hate. I hated humans, and they hated me. And I got these scars to remind me of that hate. The thing is, I used them as a reminder for so long, I don't even know why anymore. Had I chosen another path in life, had I been defiant to my father, had I run away like she did, would things have been different from now? Maybe I would have rediscovered that happiness. Maybe I'd have a family again. Your father, he seems kind. He loves you and your mother very much. I could see it in his eyes. I could see it in you. I guess I'm just not used to that. It's going to be dark soon. We should head back now. They'll start to worry about you. Hey, I mean it. It's pretty dangerous out here at night. I know that's not our normal MO, but it was fun. The Search 26 deals with the first of the search parties returning home. Last week we got a lot of positive feedback when we narrated, and we've been asked to do more of them. So, I guess we'll try it with this one. Anything? I went to the last street corner. Nothing. This leaves me with no choice. I'll have some servants on the search party for her. We could head inside and rest in the meantime. 6th floor, mistress? Make it quick. Hey, we're gonna find her, right? It's not that. It's just, you think it's all your fault. Not just with Ren either. I know that look of guilt anywhere. Can you blame me though? I could blame you for a lot of things. I could blame you for leaving us with Father. I could blame you for never coming back for the longest of time. I could even blame you for returning with not only your human husband, but your daughter as well, causing all this trouble to begin with. Fumiko! Thanks for the encouragement, sis. But what's done is done, and I think it's fair to say that we're over it now. But is Rin over it? I've never seen her look at me so coldly before. It's like she didn't even know who I was. I wouldn't say that's the first time that's happened. Well, has anything been going on with her? What hasn't been going on with her? How often do you guys check up on her? Rarely. Hey, I barely have enough time myself, having the kids and all. I've been too busy taking care of both Miyumi and this town. And I've been pretty busy too. The only time we ever do meet up is for the parade. Even then, well, we don't talk that much. Yeah, she's kind of a downer. So, I guess that's a no. Can you blame us? Honestly, I'm not one to judge at all. Since the last time we got around to the story, The Search Part 27 came out, and finally wrapped up our story. As Erma and Rin made it back home, and our No-Face rethinks her family life. Sadly, I'm still a bit sick, so I'll pass on trying to narrate it. And we finally got our last part of the search. Nothing much to this one, as Emiko checks in with Sam, who's still at the bar. But as everything seems happy, we pan out to her father, who's finishing up his task at hand and is now on his way back, which ends this little story arc. And that about does it for this video. If you have any other ideas like seeing made into a video, then please post it down in the comments below, and we'll add it to our next viewer request week.
It's now time for the part of the show where we ask you to help us appease the YouTube algorithm by dropping a like, share, or comment. It helps out much more than you'd think.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, then it's very much appreciated. And if you'd like to support this channel, then please visit our Patreon. Link will be down in the description below. Even if you can't give a lot, every little bit helps. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Anyway, I'm Runya.
And I'm Ada.
Remind you to take life in moderation.
Weep not, poor children, for life is this way, murdering beauty and passion.